Part 1. The brutal truth about why traders quit. Imagine this scene. You open your chart. Red and green candles flicker on the screen. Your heart is pounding. Your hands are slightly shaking. You tell yourself, just one more trade. If this one works, everything will change. And then, boom, the market snaps back against you. Seconds ago, you felt like a genius. Now you want to shut everything down and disappear from the world. If you've ever felt that, congratulations. You are not alone. You just stepped into the exact story that 90% of traders on this planet go through. But the reason they quit isn't the market. It's not because they're not smart enough. It's not because their strategy is wrong. They lose because they defeat themselves long before the market does. Let's start with the story of Evan Carter, a 24-year-old from London. Evan saw trading as the shortcut out of a boring life, the pressure, the feeling of not good enough, not fast enough, not successful enough. Then one day, he doubled his account in 2 weeks and blew it all in 3 days. Evan's story isn't special. It's the default path of almost every new trader. They enter trading with hope, but very few survive long enough to turn hope into skill. And you? Where are you on that path? Let's open up the real picture of why most traders quit right before the transformation they've been chasing. Part 2. The illusions that destroy traders. Evan is not alone. Lucas Grant, a software engineer from California, also believed trading was his golden ticket out of a job he hated. He watched videos of people showing massive profits. He thought, if they can do it, I can too. And that is the slippery slope millions of traders fall into. Illusion number 1. Trading is a shortcut. People hate debt. They hate struggle. They hate feeling stuck. Trading looks like an escape. It shines like a casino light. It promises freedom, money, independence. But it never tells you this. Trading is a psychological war, not a race to escape poverty. Illusion number 2. Easy. Just enter when the setup looks good. New traders watch a few strategy videos, catch a couple lucky wins, and suddenly think, I understand the market. But understanding the market isn't about knowing candlestick patterns. Understanding the market is understanding yourself. Evan didn't lose his first account because of the market. He lost it because he was overconfident. He didn't believe he had weaknesses, which is the biggest weakness of all. Most traders quit because they enter with the wrong expectations, and reality hits them far too quickly. When the dream collapses, they conclude, trading isn't for me. The truth is, trading is only for those patient enough to wait for their own maturity. Part 3. The emotional war. The number 1 killer of traders. Now, let's talk about Jordan Brooks, a trader who has been in the market for 5 years and still couldn't make consistent money. Jordan knows technical analysis. Jordan has a strategy. Jordan has experience. Jordan knows everything except how to manage his emotions. When he wins, he feels invincible. When he loses, he feels worthless. This is the emotional roller coaster every trader rides. Green days, overconfidence, red days, panic, account blow-ups, despair. Without a psychological anchor, the trader gets dragged around by their own emotions. Red flag, number 1, revenge. Trading. After a loss, you want to get it back. Not because of logic, but because your ego is hurt. This is exactly how Jordan burned 6 months of profits in only 2 days. Red flag, number 2. Randomly increasing position. Size a little misplaced confidence, one oversized position, one sudden reversal, account gone. Red flag, there's number 3. Focusing on money instead of decision quality. New traders watch their account balance. Survivors watch their behavior. The market doesn't punish you for losing. It punishes you for being undisciplined. People like Jordan don't fail because they're not skilled. They fail because they are not emotionally stable. In trading, sometimes you are more dangerous than the market itself. Part 4. The hidden reasons. Traders quit. Now, we enter the part almost nobody talks about, the silent killers. 1. Unrealistic timelines. Traders study 4 years to become doctors, engineers, lawyers. But with trading, they want a stable career after 4 months. They quit not because trading is too hard, but because they don't give themselves enough time to become good. 2. Ego, the destroyer of trading. Careers. Ego hates being wrong. Ego hates cutting losses. Ego hates being humbled by the market. Ego makes traders increase size to prove something, hold losers because admitting defeat hurts, quit because they can't handle being embarrassed. The ones who survive are those who can stare at failure without hating themselves. 3. Fear. Fear of losing money. Fear of not being smart enough. Fear that the time spent will be wasted. Fear whispers the same lie. Stop now, before it gets worse. But in reality, you're just going through the normal phase every trader must face. 4. Comparison. They make $10,000 a day, but I'm shaking over $50. They trade like gods. I can barely find an entry. They compare their beginning to someone else's highlight reel. Comparison kills motivation faster than any losing streak. 5. Loneliness. Trading is the most isolating journey on earth. No colleagues, no teachers, no one to pat your shoulder after a loss, no one to remind you. Relax, this is just one trade out of hundreds. No community, double the pressure, amplified emotions, quit. These reasons seem small, but together they form a mountain that crushes millions of traders every year. Part 5. The truth. The market is fair, just not fast. If you're still here, you're part of the small group who truly wants to understand and survive in this game. Here is the most important message. Trading doesn't reward the smartest people. Trading doesn't reward the luckiest people. Trading rewards the people who don't quit. Survivors understand. Losses are information, not punishment. Mastery requires time, not a few green trades. Discipline is trained, not felt. Success comes slow but steady if you stay long enough. You don't fail because you lack ability. You fail because you don't stay long enough for your growth to finally kick in. Most traders quit just inches before hitting the gold. The survivors, they push through that extra inch, and that inch changes everything. Part 6. The shift. When traders realize the enemy isn't the chart, most new traders think the problem is a flawed strategy, an imperfect setup, late entries, weak indicators, a rigged market. But the brutal truth is this: the real enemy isn't on the chart, it's inside you. When the light finally appears, Jordan Brooks said his turning point came on a very normal day, a normal losing trade, a small stop loss. But instead of getting angry, he paused and asked, what did I actually just do? Did I trade or did I react? This question changed everything, for him and for thousands of traders. Truth number 1, you don't lose because of the market. You lose because you rush, you chase, you expect too much, you ignore your system. You treat losses like failure instead of tuition. Truth number 2, the market doesn't punish being wrong. It punishes being undisciplined while being wrong. You can be wrong 150% of the time and still get rich. You can be right 80% of the time and still blow your account. It sounds insane, but that's trading. Truth number 3, you don't need to beat the market. You only need to beat the version of yourself from yesterday. This is why professional traders survive for years. They don't try to win everything. They simply try to be a little less terrible each day. That is the transformation only survivors reach. Part 7. The Survival Psychology. Framework, 10 rules, pro, traders live by. Ask 100 pro traders how they survive, you'll hear the same 10 principles. I call them the Survival Psychology Framework. The 10 rules of long-term traders. 1. Neutral mind. Pros don't trade to be right. Don't trade to prove anything. Don't trade to make it back. They trade because the setup is valid. They stay emotionally neutral. Neutral ests survival. Emotional ests destruction. 2. Small losses. First, amateurs avoid losses. Pros embrace small losses as the cost of doing business. One red trade won't kill you. A wounded ego will. 3. One good setup is enough. New traders jump systems constantly. Pros master one setup so deeply they could trade it blindfolded. Focus wins, fragmentation loses. 4. Kill hope, build structure. Hope makes traders hold losing positions. Discipline cuts toxic hope. Pros hold trades because of probability, not emotion. 5. Risk is everything. Pros don't ask, how much can I make? They ask, how much do I lose if I'm wrong? 6. Process over result. Amateurs praise green trades. Pros praise correct decisions, even if the trade is red. 7. Consistency is boring. If you want excitement, trading will destroy you. If you want success, embrace boredom. 8. Avoid comparison. Your chart, your journey, comparison, or estás quick death. 9. Trade money. You can afford to lose. Financial stress destroys logic, and logic destroys accounts. 10. Stay long enough. The core rule: trading rewards those who don't quit. Others leave, you stay. Others get discouraged, you continue. Others stop learning, you learn deeper. Eventually, the money flows toward you. Part 8. The journey from zero to consistent. 3 real trader stories. To understand evolution, look at 3 real people: Maya Lee, Daniel Rhodes, Ethan Walker. They all failed. They all thought they weren't meant for trading, but they all became consistent. Story 1. Maya Lee, from overtrading to iron discipline. Maya took 40 trades a day, 90% emotional. One day she lost $8,700 because she refused to cut a small loser. The turning point: she stopped to learn how to stop. From 40 trades, 23 per day. Journaling every trade, removed every indicator. Focused on one setup. 6 months later, her first green month. 12 months later, consistency. Story 2. Daniel Rhodes. 4 years of losses, lost for 4 straight years. Family said he was crazy. Friends mocked him. He hung a quote on his wall: "If I don't quit, I can't fail." He kept losses small, avoided trading in emotional states, waited for his setups, stayed out when not in sync with the market. Year 5, everything changed. Not because of luck, because he didn't quit. Story 3. Ethan Walker almost quit from comparison. Followed 100 traders on Twitter, saw people making $5,000, $10,000 a day. Meanwhile, his $50 winners made him shake. A mentor told him, "Stop comparing your lap 1 to someone else's lap 100. Ethan unfollowed everyone, focused on himself. 6 months later, 3 consecutive green months. Now trades full-time. All 3 prove one thing: people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they don't walk far enough. Part 9. The psychological evolution cycle. 5 stages. Every trader must survive. 1. Illusion phase. You think it's easy. You think you'll get rich fast. Dopamine runs the show. 2. Chaos phase. Wins, invincible losses, worthless revenge trades, FOMO, overtrading. This is where most people quit. 3. Awakening phase. You realize trading isn't easy, you're not a genius, knowledge isn't enough, your emotions are the real enemy. 4. Discipline phase. You now have a journal, a defined setup, risk rules, fixed trading hours, boredom appears, which means you're finally on the right path. 5. Consistency phase. No more stupid trades, no more self-destruction, no more trading to prove something. From here, growth becomes exponential. When you know which stage you're in, you know exactly what you must do next. Part 10. The final truth. Trading rewards those who endure. If you're still watching, reading, listen carefully. You have already gone farther than 90% of traders out there. You're different. You're serious. You're committed. You are becoming the best version of yourself as a trader. Remember, losses don't kill you. Ego does. Mistakes aren't bad. Repeating them is. Slow is not bad. Quitting early is. Trading isn't for the impatient. Trading is for those who are disciplined, persistent, and brutally honest with themselves. In the end, the market doesn't reward you for being smart. It rewards you for not quitting when everyone else does. The reward lives on the other side of perseverance. Most traders fail because they stop right before the breakthrough. If you keep going, if you keep learning, if you keep standing up after every fall, you will reach the place you've always wanted.